based on what I've experienced so far with the whole thing of workmanship, I'm beginning to understand. It's like I shouldn't complain because it should be. It is accepted. Everybody in Ghana, every diaspora, and I've spoken to so far, have agreed that they too have experienced these things. In fact, even persons in the comments have said they have had issues just like that. So my question is do we accept it and move on, or do we try to change it? I know many will say Africa is not there with many things, and you come to Africa knowing it's not so developed as other countries, even as Jamaica, because I've heard those comments. So you must just accept it as it is. I don't totally agree, but you guys can tell me what you think. Not just that, if it is that diasporans who claim, because many claim they are qualified, certified, very, very well, how many years of experience, if you come here and you are starting a company, I figure the onus is on you to bring them up to par. These Ghanaians that you have taken under your wings and are teaching your trade or are improving on what they know, because there are things that they do and they do it in a particular way that is skills they acquired years ago, techniques that they learned years ago, and because of the whole evolution of the various artist skills in the different, whether it's mason, carpentry, or whatever, new things have been learned, better ways, easier way of doing things. But one of the problem is they don't have their tools. I've had to give them my pickaxe, I had to give them my cutlass, my hammer, I have to give them, one broke the handle of my pickaxe, and just after I purchased it, and then wanted to charge me 30, and he came here to use it on my place again, but because they had previously broken it, he had to buy one. And when we were talking about money and what I owed, he was adding that to my bill, and I said no. He said yes. I said no. How do I pay for something you broke? They were using it on my house. So I said, but it was mine. You didn't have your tool. You borrowed my tool, my new brand pickaxe. So if you broke it or your workers broke it, you have to buy it back or pay for the handle. And I guess he thought about it. He said, okay, he's not going to be charging me for it. But to me, it was ridiculous from beginning to say that I needed to pay him for the pickaxe so that he replaced after breaking mine. You know? So those thought processes, it permeates the entire relationship between homeowner and artisan. You know, they say something sometimes, and they really don't know better, right? So if these diasporans are coming and they're starting construction company, I think the onus is on them to teach them to do better, rather than to say to me, accept it because they don't know how to do better. I will understand for those who come here not under the umbrella of a contractor, a diasporan contractor, and that is why I say I may have to accept it, because most of the persons who come here as individuals who are themselves artisans, who are not under a contractor. But this last group of persons for my closet, they were under a contractor. So my next question is, the contractor was kind enough to not charge me his fee. So my question is, and he's not the first one, the first person I met who waived the contractor fee didn't give me any advice. There are things that were done when the windows were put in by this person he referred. They came in and put in, nobody said, okay, the windows can't go in until the windows are addressed. So hold on the window, let us do this, let us do nothing. So in these two contractors offering to waive their fee, does that mean that they are not going to be advising not just me or whoever comes so and don't pay their fee? Does that waive you giving me advice as well? Because that was not made clear to me, right? And this last contractor came and looked at the work they did, and I'm assuming he didn't see. I prefer to assume that he did not see the state of the walls before he packed them up and let them go, right? But where does it stop? Where does good workmanship start? Does it stop with the Ghanaians, or does it stop with the diasporans who are in charge of the Ghanaians? Right? So that is just my take on it, my opinion, my arguments. The irony is, when I express myself and my experiences, there are persons who are offended because they say I'm being negative, and then also there are persons who don't want me to say certain things because they are afraid that it will stop people from coming here. No, my thought on this is, if you are someone who feels led to move to Ghana or any African country and spend the rest of your life there, I shouldn't be able to stop you. Everything that I'm talking about, you can experience in the US, the UK. The only thing with the Western countries is that there are legal ways to address it probably quicker than you will ever have it being addressed in Ghana and some other African countries. Calling them out because of the workmanship gets you nowhere. That's what I'm, and I think it gets you nowhere because there are no board standards. There's no legal national standard that governs them, and if they are, they're not enforced, right? But that is something that I'm experiencing, and I will and I accept as a part of life. It's just my experiences. But I would not want anyone to listen to me. In fact, if anyone listening to me decides because of something I say, it changes their mind about coming here, they were not supposed to be here in the first place. That's just my opinion. But as I said, I'm going to be finishing the ceiling today, and then I'll let you decide about what was done. If it looks different, if my section looks different from the previously done section, and so on. And this is just my view on it. Michelle, for those persons who don't know me, I'm Michelle. I moved here with my 2 daughters and a granddaughter in May, and I'm just sharing my experiences on arriving in Ghana and while building the home that I'm currently living in. All right. Sorry for those who have that knows probably some kind of disturbance. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just remember that somebody commented that I should give, well, looking at me, talking to me, since I did a lot of talking a while ago. So I'm going to do a landscape view of the room. All right. And the persons will see it. More panoramic view of it, so to speak. This part was done, as I said, by the carpenter who put in the joints, and this is my daughter and me working on doing the ceiling ourselves, finishing it up with ourselves. We keep losing money. Yeah, we keep losing money. We're paying people for work and it's not working. Whatever they do is not working. So I'm going to try, as I said previously, to ensure that I try and save money in other ways. All right. I think it's cut slotted in a way where we can't straighten it and fix it. So the boarding, the joints itself, like there is a lot more narrow than out the end there. So we can't like just measure.
Can't we even accidentally kill?
We're on the second part. Well, the second room, and we have cut a piece of the corner. I started myself, that first piece. Carissa was now ready to start. So this now, she came in and we started working. So we did 3. This is the 3rd piece since she came in. Yesterday, we started it in here. Finished it. And this morning, we started the rest of the second room because the carpenter had done over this side, right? So, we use the board to hold. Direction in terms of green or something. Green or the wood. Definitely. Maybe there is. Maybe definitely. So quickly just glide. Found out that this cuts the thin ply a lot better than regular, so I don't know if a man can do it. Men in general can do it better because of their, superior strength. But as a woman whose strength is not so superior, this handle is better for me. Very light, but very sharp, right? So, I'm cleaning up the wrong piece. And this now, and it's easier to control. The saw, regular saw, oh my god, that will be all over the place. So this, and then in case you're wondering about the raggedy, the measurement for the joints are over this board. So it's wide and narrow, bit wide in some places. And if you put one board to match that, then you have to put everything else to match that. Oh. And believe me guys, it's awkward, very awkward. Alright, ready to try this one? Who wants to try alright? Yeah, fine. Okay, so you want to try this one now? Like this way? Yeah. So that still won't come off more? You need cut it off. No. So I want to just line up this to go over some. No. The big part still has to go down there because down there is so wider. That part still has to go down here. Just flip it over on the opposite side. Yeah. Put it up now, let me see. Really? Yeah. Really? It overlaps. It overlaps this one? The good thing about this is when it comes time to do your roof, all you need to do is get somebody who does roofing very well, because all of this is gonna be filler than patterns or design placed and all those, those fancy things you do with the roof. So this is just the foundation that you work with. So that's a good thing. At the same time, because mine ain't gonna be done anytime soon. That's the only reason why it would bother me with all these jaggedy edges and uneven joints and so on. But it's not so bad. Okay, so I'm just editing the video and we didn't do a finishing result of how it looks. This is like a few weeks after, so this is how the finishing product. We nailed this part at closer to the end when we finished, so we nailed up over there, then we moved down there because mommy didn't nail the bottom part there completely, and we primed the closet in here. We primed the roofing and then we primed the wall, but the thing is that we had only like half bucket of primer left and the primer was spoiled also, so we did the closet before we did the bedroom, which we shouldn't have, because in the closet the walls and the ceiling are a whole lot better than how it looks in the bedroom, because right here isn't properly primed and right down there isn't touched or finished. So this section over here is the part that kind of get left out, but the roofing looks fine. We caught most of it with the primer, and this section over here is pretty much primed. So we are thinking about getting another container. Like, don't have any money now, but we'll try at some point to try buy another bucket of primer, finish this side before we actually move in to this room, because we don't have any bed or anything, just a table with our food, the what do you call it, the igloo table over here, the closet, and then this couch that mommy made. It has her yellow, what do you call it, yellow big Tupperware, and then put boards underneath it. See, so it cushions it so it doesn't break, because it already was breaking because we had pieces like strips of wood, but that wasn't holding up, so we had to replace it with actual like wider woods boards, and there was a cloth over this, but mommy washed it today. So this is how over here looks, and this is how the room looks for now until we hopefully get to prime the wall before we actually move in, and then try and move the makeshift bed from the other room to here and buy like a mattress or something to put in this room so we stay in here. So now we have officially 2 rooms and 1 bathroom finished or livable.